Alright, what is up guys? It's Apollo here and welcome back to another glorious siege battle in Total War Rome 2. Now before we dive into today's huge battle, I just want to say that this video is sponsored by Ivacy VPNs. I can't really stress enough how important VPNs are nowadays, especially with privacy dying on the internet, and VPNs definitely help with that. They do a lot of things. One example is that if you live in the UK and you want to watch the US Netflix, you can get a US VPN and be able to watch the US Netflix. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with that. And again, most important is privacy and dealing with all these crazy, like, strict internet laws coming out soon, so that helps with that. And of course, the biggest reason, if you look at the link down in the video description and you support or you click on the link and you buy a VPN, you support my channel, and that's, you know, that's what's most important. But yeah, let's kind of dive in here and see what's going on. So what we're doing in today's battle is that the defenders are outnumbered by an entire army. So all the players that are defending are the better players of the group. That's the way they set it up. The better players are defending. The players not as good per se are attacking. And this is also, and I quote here from the person sending this in, this is a roulette battle. By the way, we got a beautiful charge here from this cav going into Nervy Eyes archers. Good job by Epirus, just destroying. That's such an important piece to the army. But yeah, a roulette battle, as in all the armies were randomly selected. Like, you randomly got your army. I think that's really cool and really interesting. I think in the future I would love to do that too, but like do even more. Like, the map is random, the factions are random, and yeah, I think, and even having the army comps randomized. You know how the AI picks your army for you? I think that stuff would be really interesting to see some battles. You'd see a lot of unique strategies and unique armies, army builds and whatnot, and factions. Anyways, let's dive into this. Do normal speed. So, yeah, great cav charge by Epirus as they go into these.
Goddamn libtard.
All right. So that was my friend Brunswick. He I forgot I was in a call with him, and he left, and he came back, and I was recording, so that was hilarious. Anyways, where were we? Okay, so great charge by Epirus, and let's go ahead and look at the factions that are playing today in this siege. So we'll start with the attackers. So we have Nervii, who just got wrecked by the Epirus cav. Over here we have Gete, I believe it's how you pronounce it, another barbarian faction. And then way over here we have Chromeria, I'm pretty sure is how you pronounce it. So again, I mean, these are a lot of factions that we don't see too often, so that's why I really like the roulette kind of game mode. It makes it really interesting. And then we have Egypt. Oh, I'm sorry, Jesus, they look like Egypt. This is Athens, my bad. Athens, one of my favorite factions. You wouldn't think that because I can't even recognize them, but yeah, Athens is on the march, getting hit hard by artillery, but those are all the 4 attackers. Now, the 3 defenders, because remember, they are outnumbered by an entire army. We have Egypt. Okay, so that's why I said Egypt. So Egypt, a very good faction, really lucked out with having this faction because of how great they are. And then the next army here is Boii. So we got some awesome Celtic warriors. Again, Boii is a pretty good faction, barbarian faction, very aggressive, very mean. And then finally, we have for the final army, which is... oh, over here. That's right, Epirus. Duh. Complete brain fart there. Epirus, who's defending this section of the wall. So, looks like Boii is going to be leading the charge here. I'm sorry, not Boii. Gete, who's facing Boii. I do like the fact that the defenders... oh, here comes another little charge. Hold that thought. Beautiful charge with that shock cap. And they're just going to run right through those spears. I'm not sure what he was trying to accomplish there. Maybe he'll kill a couple cav soldiers, but they're going to just keep moving and look for weak spots in the army. But I like the fact that the players are focusing one section of the settlement themselves. Instead of being all spread out everywhere and trying to, you know, defend every point, the players just all decided to, hey, you defend this spot, I'll defend this spot, and you defend this spot. It makes it way easier on them in terms of micro. It's less that you have to micro, it's less that you have to look over. All you have to do is focus on one spot. Now, of course, sometimes your allies are going to need help and you're going to have to send over troops, but generally speaking, this is going to help your micro a ton. And here comes the first clash of infantry right on the wall here as Gaty is pushing up some mercenary axe warriors, and they're taking on some sword followers. So already a very intense fight for the walls, like you usually get in barbarian settlements. Here comes another siege tower pushing up. They drop the bridge there, and once again another unit is pouring into the city. Ah, man, it would suck to be one of the initial soldiers having to charge in. I mean, unless you were... I mean, look, it doesn't matter how good of a fighter you are. Of course that's going to help you in a battle. You know, of course it's going to help you. But all it takes is just a lucky arrow to take you down. And when you're one of the first ones charging in, you know everyone's looking at you. You know, so I pity these soldiers who are charging in first. Here comes another unit charging in. Boei ready to hold with some Old Sworn. Very elite unit. Back over here, it looks like Nervii is kind of taking their time. I think they're a little concerned about the Cav, which they should be. The Cav's kind of going off into the trees, kind of hiding their movement. Very smart on his play. But yeah, Boei is... I'm sorry, Nervii. God dang it, I'm screwing up all these factions. Nervii is getting ready to push. This is going to be a very tough push against Epirus. I can't imagine them being too successful here. I would send a couple siege towers around the flank and try to push over here instead of all attacking this one wall. It's going to make it really easier for Epirus. We've got a huge... Look at this, like, huge fight over here. I mean, Boei is doing the best they can to hold this wall, but Gaty is just pushing on every single spot they can and really spreading out Boei. They even got some Egyptians involved over here. Galatian swordsmen coming up to support, it looks like. Again, nice infantry charge there. And then we have Chromeria pushing up as well. They haven't quite scaled the walls. And now here comes Athens. Now, Athens isn't the greatest attacking faction, but they do have a lot of thorax swordsmen, which is honestly the best bet for them because, you know, they're swordsmen. You know, of course, the Greeks are known for their defensive units like hoplites and, you know, and pikes and whatnot, but definitely the thorax swordsmen are going to do some work here. And, you know, this is definitely going to be a challenging position to defend for the defenders because they are outnumbered, and it looks like Egypt is going to have to face two armies, essentially. Two full armies, and he's going to do the best he can here. And also, look at this. Athens is now pushing up some archers to support the advance. That looks sick. I don't know what's going on with the replay, guys. It is a little framey here. It might be all the fog or something. Just sometimes Rome 2 replays do this where they stutter a little bit. I do apologize about that. It's never fun to watch. Oh, look at this. We got some dogs here. Look at these doggies. Oh my god, could you imagine getting attacked by a dog? That would be something terrifying. Not just like any dog, but a dog trained to kill you. Like, that's got to be pretty terrible. Even with a shield and a sword, it's got to be like, you know, dogs are quick, they jump. It would be, it's just uncomfortable to fight, especially if you trained your whole life to fight another person who has a sword and a shield. And then when you're taking on a dog, it's going to throw you off your game, basically. And now the masters are charging in, the owners of the warhounds charging in, and look at all the projectiles coming in. That is something disgusting against these Celtic warriors. So they are making a big push, but again, guys, this is really easy for Epirus. All they have to do is hold here and hold right here. They're going to be just fine. Let them take the walls. They can do that. So, nice. Gaty is starting to break some of the Boei troops. We are encountering a little bit of lag here. I do apologize about that. But yeah, very, very good plays here by Gaty. And it, again, I think the best bet for the defenders is gonna be Epirus. If Epirus can wipe out Nervii quickly, then they can easily, you know, destroy that army and send the reinforcements they have left over to their allies. Which this is just a ruthless battle over here between these two barbarian factions as they fight for the streets. It's looking a little overwhelming for Boei, and I think that's why we're seeing now Egypt push up some thorax swordsmen. If we go down over here, yeah, this is exactly what the attackers need to be doing, okay? The attackers need to use unrelenting forces. They have the numbers. They outnumber the defenders by an entire army. So the attackers are doing very well here. And you know, I said in the beginning of the video that the attackers aren't as good as the defenders in terms of skill. But so far, I think they're doing a great job. I think they're doing an excellent job of working together as a team and pushing on the defenses all at once, which is so important in these battles. And look at this, look at this. Athens is really just kind of slicing their way up down this road and really softening up the Egyptians. A little difficult to tell what's going on because the flags look so similar between Egypt and Athens, which is why I confuse them all the time. Two factions I really like too. Egypt's pretty sweet in this game. So pretty tough fight, and I think they still have a lot of reinforcements back here too, sitting in reserve. A couple here and there. Got a general back there. Let's see, what do we got over here? Boei is moving up. I'm sorry, Gati is moving up their archers. Boei is trying to hold. Look at this, Boei has their general in the fight. So I don't know if it's just Boei is running out of troops or what, but it is starting to look a little worrisome for Boei. Now, if I was Nervii over here, if I was this player, I would take this extremely slow. Honestly, I wouldn't even attack. You know, if Epirus is so far away from their allies, I wouldn't even attack. I would just stand there and wait for my allies to push through. And then once I saw Epirus starting to peel troops away to help their allies fight, then I would push in and attack. Because this is basically a 1v1, you know what I mean? And if you can, right now Nervii is keeping an entire army away from the bigger part of the battle. So that's why I was saying, like, if he can drag out this battle as long as possible, then it's going to help his other attacking allies a ton. But yeah, this is also very fierce fighting here. We got some Celtic warriors against some spears. It looks like mercenary Italian swordsmen. Not the greatest of infantry, but it's something. More troops coming from the siege towers. They definitely want to try to get their archers up here, try to support. They're mostly reserves holding back here, artillery in the back. I don't really see a lot of archers, honestly. I see one here, and I know they lost an archer unit early on, which was pretty tragic for them. But they still have these hunters, which I think they're trying to get an angle. It just seems like they're not wanting to fire here, which is unfortunate for Nervii. So while that's going on, let's see how this is progressing. Nice. Okay, we're seeing breaking from both sides. Boei and Gati. Is Gete? I don't know, man. It's a weird name. But they're doing the best they can to chip away at the Boei. And same thing over here. Egypt is thinning out. They are thinning out, guys. The defenses are crumbling on the initial wall. And oh my god, look at this mosh pit. Looks like Egypt's trying to contain Athens over here. But reinforcements, Crimea, are pushing in to support. Look at that. Beautiful. Royal Peltus coming in. This is the general of Egypt trying to push in and trying to support the infantry as they fight here. Look at these arrows just hunting down the general. And I think he knows that. I think Egypt knows that, and he's just retreating out of there. Pushing up now, we got some sword followers kind of supporting the retreat of the general. Back over this way, wow, it's been pretty much a stalemate. Egypt and Athens, look at this. They pretty much have killed each other. Like, there's nothing left. And I think Egypt's going to barely win this one thanks to their Galatian swordsmen against the thorax swordsmen. But this was just a slaughter over here. Nobody really winning this side. Both sides just killing each other. Back over here, Nervii still trying to push on this part of the wall. And you see, this is okay. It looks like he's trying to get some siege equipment over on the wall around the flank, but he needs to push more. Imagine if he just had another siege tower right here. He would be able to get behind enemy lines. It would cause Epirus to stretch out his defenses a bit more. Honestly, all you need for siege towers on this side of the wall is maybe 2 or 3. The rest of the siege towers need to go all right here. They need to go all right here. Because, like I said, this is just a choke point for Epirus, which they can use less numbers against bigger numbers, which the Greeks tend to be good at doing that. And Epirus is certainly taking advantage of that. Also, look at, this is like fitting a fish in a barrel. You're holding these men in place, especially the fierce swords who have light armor, and they're just getting chewed up by arrows. Oh, look at that. It is raining arrows on these guys. It's not looking too good for Nervii. They still have reinforcements coming in, but regardless, I just think they're losing too many. This force pretty much is dead. If we go back here, Boii is desperately holding against Geti. Or Geti. And actually, holy crap, Boii has fought and took back these walls. They have took back these walls, and the general's now going to flank around and quickly crush these noble swordsmen, which is going to be a huge loss for Geti. I'm never, you know, I should just pick with one name. I'm never going to get that name right. All right, another unit closing in. We got archers. I think they defeated Geti, which hopefully they do, so I don't have to keep saying their name. There is a little bit more fighting over here. And Boii is doing a little bit of a tactical retreat, or advancing backwards, as I like to call it. I think they were worried about their flank, but it seems like they got it under control. These Falksmen are dying pretty quickly. And they got reserves back here, but they're mostly archers or slingers trying to support the infantry up there. Let's see how things are going over here. Okay, so it looks like Egypt has pretty much been pushed out of this area. And really, out of all the armies, I think Crimmeria has the strongest army. Out of all the attackers, they have the strongest army. Noble fighter, noble infantry here. It looks like they're spear infantry, so I don't know how effective they're going to be in these like choke point situations, because we've got a lot of archers. It seems the defenders have saved a ton of their skirmishing force for this final stand. And Epirus, I'm pretty sure, has this under control. The general charging in now. Look at this. Oh, poor Nervii just getting trampled by Epirus all throughout this this battle. More breaking going on here. Do they have any reinforcements? Oh, actually, look at this. They're actually shifting troops over. That's not terrible. That's not a terrible idea. They're shifting over what they have left. It's only 3 units, but it's better them alive than just dying here to try to take this position. And what's going to happen most likely, I would say this is the healthiest army of the defenders, and Epirus is most likely going to fall back to the inner choke points, and they're going to be the main infantry, while his allies mostly have archers, so they're just going to be more of a support force. But yeah, the general just cycle charging into these fierce swords. It's pretty bad for them. Pretty bad. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Nice play here by Egypt. Flanking around with a small unit of thorax swordsmen, going after Boei, causing them to break a little bit. And this is exactly what he needs to do. You need to cut off from troops from being able to retreat, especially archers. If you can kill archers before they get to that second tier of the defense, you're gonna save hundreds of men. Now they do find themselves surrounded. I have a feeling though that these slingers have no ammo anyways, so it's probably not a huge loss, but maybe it's a moral, I don't know, just like a moral victory or something, like a little victory there for them. Integrity victory by killing enemies before they can retreat. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Also, you know what? Also, Athens still has some pikemen here. So that's going to be a huge help in choke points. Very huge help. So Athens. I hope I haven't been confusing Egypt and Athens this whole time. You know, I've been doing a terrible job with these names today. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. All right, so Boei is abandoning this gate. Nervii is send up the reinforcements now. They're going to go capture the gate. And Epirus has defeated the main assaulting force of Nervii. So they're going to fall back and, like I said, hold the secondary tier here as the rest of the forces begin the assault for the second layer. But it looks like things are pretty much calm in this layer of the battle. Again, this is pretty much what's left. We have Athens and Boei duking it out, but all the other forces have retreated and have prepared for the second to final stand. And there we go. They're actually retreating. So it seems that they just want to try to spare as many lives as possible because they're going to need it. Balance of power is still greatly in favor of the attackers. Now, I didn't mention that in the beginning, but I'm sure you saw it. The balance of power was greatly in favor. It's about the same from the start of the battle. So it seems that no ground was won or lost from these two teams. But I'm sure once the attackers attack this area of the defense, they're going to take heavy casualties compared to the defenders. Okay, so I did a little bit of editing there, or, you know, I cut out some of the battle because oh my God, that was disgusting. All that you really saw there, oh, look at it, they're still going. They're still going. Look how far did they go? Oh my God, retreat. They're like, flee. It's like a ball of death moving about 2 miles per hour. There we go, they're good, they're good. But yeah, there is a push here. I just skipped out on a lot of skirmishing. So there's a little bit of, it wasn't even that much. It was a little bit of skirmishing between the two sides. But now it seems the attackers are ready to push up the infantry and begin the assault on the second part of the battle. So we have some Galatian swordsmen from Egypt, mercenary troop taking on the fierce swords. And here comes Chromeria pushing up the noble infantry. So I'm really, really glad to see that the attackers are not, and this is good little push here. Look at this push right here. Fantastic. They're going to get flanked, but they need to send up more troops. Send up reinforcements. There we go. There they go. But I'm really glad to see that I'm sorry, let me say that again. Athens is not pushing up his pikemen first. They're sending up other troops that can absorb archer fire. Because I think what the attackers' plan is to absorb most of the arrow fire, the ammo fire, before the pikes show up, so they have no answer for the pikes. These men are having to reform. They're finding themselves surrounded, but they need to send up reinforcements to help them out. This is a good push. Unfortunately, kind of lost the momentum there because it only pushed up one unit. They've got to send more troops to support that advance, but it's kind of too late now. And here comes the reinforcements. Got some Oathsworn coming up. Oathsworn! Nice little arrow fire coming. You see all those arrows? It's like black arrows. There's that beautiful push right there. Nervii taking out Egypt very quickly. Egyptian generals right there. Look at that. Did they destroy the elite infantry, the noble infantry of Crimea? I think they did, and now we have another unit pushing up. So this has not been the cleanest of choke points for either side, really. And here comes Epirus charging in, trying to support the Egyptian general. There's a great opportunity to kill some leadership here. Take out the, cut off the head of the snake kind of thing. I just heard someone say, I can't believe it, we're winning. It's pretty cool. Like, it doesn't matter how much you play this game, you'll always hear something new from the soldiers fighting on the battlefield. Nice push here. Look at this. Oh my god, what is this guy doing? He's like, whoa! He's got superpowers. But look at this fight right here. This is just a slaughter. Bloodshed everywhere. So let's zoom out a little bit. Zoom out a tad bit. More troops coming up to support. Balance of power, look at this, guys. Balance of power is shifting a little bit more in favor of the defenders, but they still have a long way to go. What's left of the defender, or I'm sorry, the attackers? Well, you got a couple noble infantry. You have a general. You have some pikemen over here. And finally, they are moving up the pikemen. I think it's because they realize that they don't really have the options anymore. They're running out of infantry. They've got to start using their pikes to start killing some of the defending infantry if they want any chance of winning this battle. Let's just hope for the attackers' sake that they cause the enemy archers to use up all their ammo. Uh-oh. What is this? Oathsworn using their javies over here, but I think most of it hit the wall. And here we go. Here we go, guys. This is the make or break moment of the siege battle. Can these hoplites and pikemen break through this defense? You know, it would be really cool if they had proper ladders in Rome 2 to where you could use ladders to scale up these walls instead of having to be forced to fight in these choke points. That's one thing I just hate about Rome 2 siege battles. There's no ladders. And you know, to be fair, to be honest, none of the newer Total War games have ladders. So attacking is very linear. You know what I mean? Like, it just, when you play like Medieval 2, it feels like you have more options and you have more freedom to try out different strategies with the ladders. I mean, the ladders are so awesome. I don't want to... I know you probably like are thinking, Apollo, stop talking about ladders. But I think they would be so cool to see like a bunch of ladders being, you know, pushed up here. And also letting the defenders be able to kick them down. You know, that would be awesome. But no ladders. So, I mean, they have these weird like siege ladders that are on wheels. But it's kind of lame. And there's just no ladders at all in the newer games. Like Three Kingdoms, they use like rope. It's like, come on. Nobody's building ladders anymore. Back in my day when I played Total War, they used ladders. Oh my god, look at that force. That is a scary force right there. Like the porcupine of death. I love it too. Like he's trying to use the hoplites mixed in with the pikes, so they're harder to kill the archers. And it does seem that the archer fire is starting to die down a little bit. So I think the defenders are starting to run out of ammo. And it looks like this is what's left of the attacking armies. Balance of power still in favor of the attackers, but it's changing ever so slightly. And you're probably looking at this defending army and you're thinking, well, there's no way. I mean, there's just so many of them. But if you look at it closely, it's mostly just archers, which are easy to kill. Epirus has some infantry in the back here. And they've got some cav, but overall, it's like this army's like 80% archers. So if you can just get through this thin line of infantry, then you can just cut down all of these archers. Here comes Egypt just pushing up. This is the great push of Egypt, trying to take this one. Did I say Egypt? I meant Athens. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is the great push of Athens. God, I'm the worst. I can't even remember. I'm so whatever. I'm not gonna explain it. I'm just terrible with words. Terrible with names. So now Nervii setting up their general. We've got Boii setting in their archers. See, now they're starting to send archers into the mass infantry. And look at this, more and more. Look at this, just forces left and right just being pushed in. Imagine being in the center of this and just be like, can't breathe. It'd be a nightmare, just an absolute nightmare. The good news for these soldiers, though, is that it's Rome too, and you can slide around across each other. So more and more breaking I'm seeing from Epirus. Let's see, in terms of infantry, there's 2. And then, it's a cav unit. Okay, so maybe, I would get the cav up there. Maybe, like, try to flank around over here. We do have Epirus sending over their cav. They might actually flank around. So you might have to use this general defensively against the Epirus general. And here we go. It's starting to break. This defense is starting to break, and that is why we are seeing the defenders retreat back to the final stand. Oh my God. Nervii coming out with the pro plays. We've got some hunters who took the long way around, right? You can take this path, and he's now above over the final stand. He's firing down. I knew it. I knew Nervii was a little light on archers. This is awesome to see from the attackers. Good patience with this unit. So he is really softening up these troops over here. You might want to save them. I would just save them for the push for the next layer. There we go. That's it. They took it. The attackers took it. The balance of power has now actually shifted back in favor of the attackers. But, I mean, both armies are just spent. They're both exhausted. They've taken many, many casualties. They're now capturing this tower. Where's that Epirus general? He's over here. Doesn't look like he's going to be moving out, but he might be trying to set up a trap or something. He is hidden right here. So because of the slope of the hill, he might be able to just come out of nowhere and get a little bit of a charge. We'll see. There we go. The tower has been destroyed. Infantry pushing forward. What I would do in this situation, I would actually only push one choke point, and I would push this one. So real quick, if we do slow motion, I would push this one because you got the archers nearby supporting, and if you're worried about enemy cav, it's really easy to hold your rear because it's so thin over here. So again, that's what I would do. I'd push everyone in and try to take this area. Now, unfortunately, the general for Nervii is breaking. Hey, props to Nervii, man, too. This player just got harassed, right? It just got harassed at the beginning of the battle, and he's being a key part to this late stage of the battle. I think he's doing a great job. I think I would have waited with these archers, too, by the way. I would have waited with the archers to show them and make them appear a little bit later in the battle. Boii is breaking. I mean, they're just setting up archers. I mean, that's honestly what all they have. Look at archer after archer. That is all what they have. More troops are pushing up. They still have the pikes, but they're sitting in reserve. Crimea is pushing this way and taking on what's left of Boii. And let's not forget the cav. The Athenian general is moving forward. More and more archers just going into the fray over here, desperately trying to hold. The Egyptian general is breaking. Let's see if the archers are going to open fire here. There's some pretty good archers you can start killing. But doesn't look like it. It actually looks like Epirus. For a second, I thought Epirus was going to try to fire back at these guys, but there they go. Come on, fire, fire. They were going to fire. Oh, well, I don't know what they're doing. They're just chilling out there. Can't believe the Nervii general is still alive. At the beginning of this engagement, he was breaking. See what's going on? Okay, a little bit of a fight here. Okay, this is going to be huge. It's all up to the Athenian general versus Epirus here. Nice little side push there, trying to take out these royal cav. Yep, and they're going to clash. Look at that. Nice play by Athens. They've got him surrounded now. Excellent. Good use of this cav by Athens. And it's just kind of like, it's just going to make sure that Epirus cav doesn't kill any of the troops from the rear or anything like that. More cav pushing into these archers. Very, very nicely done. Archers are breaking. Let's see. Are these archers opening fire yet? They're actually shifting their position here. They're going to go invisible here. Going to go hidden in the vegetation. Maybe they're going to go for the general. I'm not sure. Oh, wow. Actually, look at this. Boii. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. Boii defeated those spears, and now they're taking... Now Epirus is sending over some reinforcements. This could be a problem. It's still going to be tough for the defenders to win this one, but they still have hope. These Samnite warriors are pretty deadly. Going after the general. Now the Athenian pikes are moving up. Rest when you're dead. Pikes are moving up. I think they're going to help support the battle. Maybe one go this way, one go the other way. Oh no! Look at this. The Crimean general is breaking. They've got to deal with this. This is not good. The Athenian general needs to be used a bit more aggressively, trying to get behind enemy flanks and hitting the rear and whatnot. That was a good charge right there, but they got to watch out. They're going to get countercharged. Got to keep them moving. Keep the cav moving. They did break the Boii sword followers, which is great. Come on, push up the pikes. Help your general. Athens. No, they're just kind of letting the general... Oh, no. The Athenian general is in a very tricky situation. Now Epirus is sending up their general. He's got to try to get out of there. It looks like he will with decent numbers. But he's taking a lot of casualties. The pikemen are doing the best to hold them back. And this fight is still I don't know, guys. I just don't know. This is tough to tell who's going to win this. Let's see. Are the archers opening fire? Get these archers opening fire. Can they not reach? I mean, they're blobbed up. Start killing these guys. Sure enough, the pikes are watching the rear. So they're basically doing what I was saying earlier, is just kind of focusing on this push. Yeah, just push. You could even send in the general here, which it looks like he's doing. Send him in, try to kill these archers. Do these archers have any ammo? Nope. They're just gonna be acting infantry. And these guys are not opening fire. I know they still have ammo. So this is gonna be a pretty tough, tough fight here for the defenders. They're gonna need a miracle to pull this off. Nice little volley there from the thorax swordsman. Might want to send up more troops. I mean, I know these are just archers, but there's a lot of them. There comes the arrows. There they come. Finally, he's using his ammo. I don't know why he just didn't use it earlier, though. Honestly, I would try to use fire arrows. Or even you could try to light this tower on fire. Oof. Oh. Guy got wrecked. Now more forces closing in. Bowie only has 1 unit, but they're very tired. They're steady, but they've taken many casualties. And there we go, the Athenian general. Oh, going for the enemy general, causing a huge chain rout for Epirus. And that's probably going to be the deal breaker right there. I think that's going to wrap it up. Yep, that's going to be it for the defenders. A hell of a defense there. I got to give huge credit to the defenders for putting up an epic stand, being so heavily outnumbered. Just a gruesome, gruesome situation. And there we go. The final unit is breaking. And that's going to wrap it up. That's going to wrap it up. So a very close battle. Love this roulette kind of style battle where the players are randomly selected factions. Would love to do that maybe on a stream or something. But yeah, costly enemy victory. Let's end the replay and look at the stats here. So this, I believe, was sent in by Pacifist. So he got 3,000 kills. He did really good as Bowie. I think he did excellent. He pretty much took out Gate on his own. But yeah, that was a great defense. Gibson going as Epirus and Spetsnaz Warrior. So all these guys are from the total winners, the victors of the Rome 2 tournament. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's why, you know, they took on the outnumbered challenge. But yeah, here's the it looks like Athens did great in that battle. I mean, pretty small army, all things considered, and look at these kills. I mean, just fantastic. Really, really good job. The pikemen actually didn't even get that many kills, but at times I feel like pikes are just like a mental strategy, like a scare tactic. Like, oh god, here comes the pikes, you know? But yeah, he did pretty good over here, and here's his allies. So good job by the allies. I think Nervii coming in second with the most kills. Close behind Crimeria, and then Gate. Oh wait, no, Gate was second. My bad. I'm an idiot. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for today's battle. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time on the battlefield.